Om Sadashivasamaramabham Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Okay, any questions, clarifications on what we have done up to now? Or is it all clear? So the fifth verse we saw last time, correct? Okay. Then going ahead, he says, Sarupa Buddhi Jagadishwaraicha Sarupadi Atmani Yavadasti Arupa Atma Yadi Kappa Pashed Sa Drishtihi Eka Anavadihi Purnaha Hi Purna. Sarupa Buddhi Jagadishwarecha. We have seen the basis of this earlier. The names and forms, Sarupa, forms, for which you have a name. Dihi, that understanding, Jagad Ishwarecha. You always take it. Nana eva bhati. There's plenty, plurality is there. Yeah. And Jagat Ishwara also. You give it a form. Yeah. And he says, that is there, Swarupadihi Atmani Yavadasti. It is there as long as you take yourself as name and form. If you take yourself as a entity with a name and a form, that means a finite entity, then you're different from the world. World is different from Ishvara. Even if you take Ishvara, the whole world is manifestation of Ishvara, still you'll have forms in it. The understanding will be formful. As long as you have taken yourself as with name and form. Then he says, Arupa Atmi Yada Kaha Prapashyet. Once you see yourself as without name and form, as pure consciousness, then what? Sa Drishtihi Ekam. That Drishti is one only. There's only one reality now. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, etc. is not there. One reality. And Anavadihi Purna. Anavadihi. Without any avadi. Avadi meaning limits. Anavadihi. Without any limits. Purna. It's complete by itself. Purnatvam. Yeah. Purnatvam is another way of presenting limitlessness as the total fulfillment. Your nature. No limits. As long as I take myself as a finite entity, then everything is real. Yeah. If you take yourself as the reality, then everything is reality, nothing else. So what happens to what you took as real before? Vanishes. Vanishes, the reality vanishes. Experience continues. See, this is something that people find it difficult to come to terms with. How does the experience continue? Because rope snake, it disappears. That's why if you notice, I rarely give rope snake examples. I give examples of cloth and kurta, table chair. Why? Because experientially they continue. No? Table is nothing but wood. Where is table? Only wood. Last time we saw him, we went all the way to formless existence. So where is form then? But the experience of table continues. Exactly like we are all walking on a flat earth. No? But the earth is not flat. Earth is round. We enjoy the sunrise, sunset. People go all the way to Kanyakumari to see sunrise and sunset. Just imagine people, hey champ, mithya hai. Sun doesn't rise, it doesn't set. It's only the rotation of the earth that is great. Yeah, we know, shut up. Enjoy this. Advaita Siddhi is in spite of Dvaita Pratiti. The understanding of Dvaita is in spite of the experience of Dvaita, perception of Dvaita. Dvaita continues. You remember the story of our ashram driver in Bombay, Rohit? It's a true story. That's why I'm giving you names. Okay, you're a madcap driver, Rohit Volke. You know our Shroff trustee? He sat in that when Rohit was driving, and within 100 yards, he wanted to get off. Stop the car, I'm getting off. Why he had learned to drive a truck, he had not learned to drive a car. I'm not joking. Shroff was screaming away. Poor guy. Old timers know Shroff. Nice guy, very nice person. So this guy first landed up in Bombay because his cousin Rishi Prasad, who was the driver there, was going back to Uttarakhand. That time is part of Uttar Pradesh, to his village to spend time with family. And he said, please employ my cousin. He is struggling for a job. In fact, and everyone in Rishikesh those days would want to come to Bombay. And I go to Rishikesh, people will come and tell me, Maharaj, you're from Bombay. Aap Bombay se hai na? I said, हाँ, I'm from Bombay. Kuch kaam milenge? Will I get a job? I know how to drive. And how has he learned to drive? Trucks. And he wants to come and drive cars in Bombay. Anyway, so he came, he landed up. Bombay Central Station, 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. Dehradun Express, super slow express. He landed up there. And his brother went to pick him up. Saying, Roy bhai, chai bhai peega? We only have tea or something. मेरे को समुद्र दर्शन करने का है. I want to have samudra darshan. Big thing in samudra darshanam. Have the darshanam vision of the ocean. So Rishi was saying, "Arey Bombay mein sab jagah damandra. We are surrounded by the ocean. Yaar, you will see it sometime or the other anyway." No. First thing I want to see in landing at Bombay. We took him to Chowpatty. देख समुद्र है. किधर है? वो क्या है? वो तो पानी है. That is water. Water I seen a lot in the Ganga. Are you getting the idea? The ocean disappeared in the perception of the water. Experientially, it is there. Reality is what? Water. Sometimes calm as a mill pond. Sometimes roaring with waves. But it's all water only, no? Yeah. Those of you who are from Bombay, you think Arabian Sea is something small? I have met waves which are 80 feet tall in that Arabian Ocean, just from Eden to Bombay, 5 days. 80 feet high waves in monsoon season. Maja aata hai. That is the ocean. But what? Nothing but water. Huge one, it can sink a ship. Huge waves. How heavy is a wave on the ship? Hey, a couple of waves can sink a 10,000 tonner. How heavy is the wave on the water? Same way, Dvaita Pratiti continues. Perception of duality continues. Fact of non-duality. Walking on the flat earth. I mean, that example, it says, what? Who takes the earth as flat anymore? Do you know when Christopher Columbus tried to sail round and he was hugging the coast and going, he was not going like how we go right into the open sea. Because first time he's trying to circumvent. The helmsman, the man who's holding the helm, he's saying he refused to go further. We'll fall off the edge of the earth. So Columbus actually draw his pistol and put it to his head. That is in the future. If you don't, and now I'll shoot you down. Not yet come, not yet come, not yet come. And he landed up in West Indies and he thought he had reached India. What I'm trying to say is the belief was so strong that people are scared. It ruled their lives. Just like how I am a finite being is ruling our lives now. Arupa Darshanam. Swarupa Darshanam, not Sarupa, Swarupa, my own Rupa, my own true nature. Once I know that, we'll be like walking on the flat earth after that. That's all. Is there? Big deal. What is the big deal there? This whole moksha business is very simple, okay? Really speaking, it is simple. We complicate it. Why? Our minds are complicated. Our conditionings are complicated. Our notions are complicated. And we add a lot of psychological nonsense also on top of it. Identity politics. We are trying to drop identities and you are adding identities. My name is this, but you can call me they. Can you eat breakfast for 3 people? Then I'll call you they. Ask me to call you they. Pronoun is they. Natakbaji Khalifa. Labeling. Yeah. I'm polyamorous. Everyone is if given a freedom and chance to. But why do you have to label yourself? Yeah, I get attracted to more than one person. I know. What am I going to do? What is the question now? That's it. Yeah, what's the big deal about it? What are you labeling? On top of the ordinary labels you already have, which is problematic enough. Yeah. And then you have to suit your behavior accordingly. Because we don't have, I mean, I really look at it and say, you don't have enough complications in your life as it is. Caste politics, religious politics, all these identities. You know, before I joined the ashram, one of my role models, Sam Bahadur, Sam Manakshaw, he said, I was actually born in India as an accident. Thank God for that, he said. Why? My mother was pregnant with me, and I was going to Karachi, where my father was working as a doctor, to deliver. She wanted a delivery with a husband. But labor pain started when she was in Bombay, and those days traveling took time. It was not a flight. Labor pain started, I got delivered in Bombay. So I became an Indian, thank God. And somebody asked him, what if he had been born in Pakistan as planned? This is after the 71 war, liberation of Bangladesh. He said, then probably Pakistan would have won the war. Oh my, he was joking. Okay, Bawa, Parsi character. You know, Parsis are called Bawajis in Bombay. It's a nickname. So they're used to joking, fooling around. Created an uproar. But what I'm trying to say is how that national identity also changed by a few miles. No? Born here, Indian, born there, Pakistan. Trump won't agree. Born in America, no. Your parents are not born here. Another identity politics again. We fill ourselves with all these notions. Functional validity, of course, it's functional validity. Yeah. That is fine. Yeah. I can't say what is identity, what is this? And cross into Pakistan. Sadhu? You lose your head. Yeah. Functionally, all of them are valid. Reality, nothing is valid. And with self knowledge, you have to be comfortable with both. This is the tricky part. You have to be comfortable with both the reality of what I am and functional. You can't say, reality, I am Sachidananda. The terror is also Sachidananda. Correct, you're right. So, you remain as Sachidananda. No? So, let me go and give him a hug. That is functional. He's not going to hug you back. Well, he'll have a weapon inside. When you hug him, he'll finish you. You won't get a return hug, you'll get a stab. So that is functional. So functional, deal with the functional. Reality, understand. With the understanding of reality, you're functioning in the world. Swamiji, does that mean I have to always think, I'm consciousness, I'm consciousness, I'm consciousness? Do you constantly think, I'm a human being, I'm a human being, I'm a human being, and work? This is in the background, no? And you work as a human being. Human being plays roles. Human beings have dharma, dharma. Human beings can seek moksha. In India, the cow is venerated. If you come to Kerala temples, even here, Tamil Nadu, the elephant is venerated. When the elephant comes for darshan, all of us have to move aside. Even if I'm a sadhu and having darshan, move aside, move aside. Elephant has come for darshan. But neither the cow or the elephant is going to gain moksha. We will worship them, but they are not going to gain moksha. You and I will gain moksha. So the functioning thing, everything is there. Why? Because they don't have freedom of choice. And moksha is something you have to choose. Dharma, dharma is not there. So if a leopard takes a swipe at you, he's following his dharma. Why are you going behind a leopard? If a monkey snatches food from you, natural, it's his dharma. Why are you carrying around food in front of a monkey? Yeah. But that doesn't mean you are going to snatch your friend's food off from him. Because we have freedom of choice, dharma, dharma comes in. So those things are for functioning, not reality. Reality is what? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. That's at the background all the time. And what is all this functioning? Playing a role. All the world is a stage. Men and women but actors. They have their entries, they have their exits. Samji was Shakespeare a wise man. He talked about roles, okay? Now, I don't want to debate whether Shakespeare was a wise person or not. Some insight he got into the roles and human beings. That's it. Here we are going one step more to understand the reality behind. Yeah, roles is something you play, correct? The roles are played by a human being. Now, what is the reality of the human being? That is Vedanta. That is where Vedanta comes in. And that pure consciousness. Untouched by time and space. In time and space, beyond time and space. Time and space is there, I consciousness is there. Dismiss time and space, I consciousness still there. Okay? Therefore, yavad sarupam asti tavat. Otherwise, the vision of fullness is that you are the pure consciousness alone. Okay. Now, these are all a little couple of verses which is called Praudavada, emphasizing the same thing. Okay. Yat panchakoshatmakam asti deham tadantara kim bhuvanam chakasti. Deham mina panchavidam tadetad pashyanti keva bhuvanam bhanantu. Panchakoshatmakam asti. Panchakoshas. Everywhere you look at Vedanta, there will be some misunderstanding. How do you translate kosha? Sheath. So it's a physical covering, right? The all-pervading awareness is sheathed in this body, is covered by this body. I don't know how many of you were there when I did Hastamalakiyam. Ganachanna drishtihi ganachanna markam yatha amanyate chati moodaha sa nityopalabdoham atma. My vision of the sun is covered by the cloud. And what does the idiot say? Moodaha. That's why idiot. Okay, moodaha say. The sun is covered. You're seeing the sun in the light of, you are seeing the clouds in the light of the sun only. Similarly, 5 koshas cover me. I have to strip myself all the 5 koshas. That happens in Rishikesh winter. Why? You'll have 5 layers on top of you. There is no central heating. Now in our ashram, some rooms have central heating. You know what is the central heating? They'll keep a portable heater in the center of the room. That's central heating. And you'll get running hot water also. Keep your bucket outside at 4 o'clock in the morning, the guy will come with a bucket of hot water. Runs with it, running hot water. That's all you get. Okay. Yeah. So I took a group to Gomukh. So we are staying in the Lal Baba setup. Nowadays, something better has come. Those days. So one of the guys was not happy with his room. He said, Swamiji, how's your room? I said, come have a look. And there's a stream of water right going through the room. Swamiji, how are you staying in this room with water? I said, running water. I'm not joking. It was how it is those days. Now, a little bit better. Okay. Little bit better. So, similarly, Panchakoshas. Koshavat achadagatvat koshaha iti uchyate. Like a kosha, like a sheath. Like means what? It's a comparison. It is a simile. It is not the same. It is not the same. When I tell someone, hey, you look like my sister, does it mean she's identical to my sister? She looks like. There's some similarity, isn't it? You're different but similar. Similarly, the kosha, when you're comparing, it's like, meaning it's something that obstructs your view. It's more like camouflaging. Like in the camouflaging, it's right out in the open now, but you miss it. You paint the aircraft green with yellow stripes, etc., here and there, and you put it against the trees. You don't see it. It's there, right there in front of you. I don't see it. Yeah. So similarly here, at the level of the body, you make a mistake. I am the body. That mistake is the kosha. If you make a mistake, it's hidden, no? If you think you lost something, it is there in your room, but you lost it. You think you lost it. You feel the loss equally strongly, no? Yeah. It's not lost, it's there. But the idea of loss is preventing you from seeing it in the room. I lost it outside, it's not in the room. Similarly here, the level of the body, Annamaya Kosha. Modification of the puris, laddu, puri, etc. that you eat. What to do? It all goes straight to the waste. Pranamaya Kosha. When you say, I'm low energy today. No, no, today I'm feeling raring to go. At the level of prana, you're making a mistake about yourself. Manomaya kosha. At the level of emotion, you're making a mistake. I'm depressed. How do you know you're depressed? My mind, I know it. I'm aware of it. If you're aware of it, it's not you. You're the witnesser of the depression, of the depressed mind. If you're witnessing the depressed mind, where is the depression? In you, it is not there. No? But it's good. Well, therapists can make a living. That's also necessary. At the level of emotions, I make a mistake. I'm a loving person. You know? Okay. I'm angry. There's an angry young man in Bombay who's 83-year-old. On the basis of emotion, a conclusion about yourself. On the basis of your knowledge, and a conclusion about yourself. Vijnanamaya. I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer, I'm a this. All conclusions on the basis of knowledge. No? You were there before you picked up the knowledge. So at that level, a mistake. I'm a thinker. The seat of ahankara is actually the intellect, okay? Why? It should be feeling, na, arrogance, etc. No. Conceptual, intellectual. Yeah. That's why it's put as intellectual, the seat of ahankara. Then, good name, Anandamaya Kosha. Actually, it's nothing but ignorance. Ignorance is bliss if it is total, like in deep sleep. Any experience of Ananda. Look at it. When you're actually experiencing that Ananda, whatever it is, whatever the experience is, do you say, I am happy or this is happiness? I am happy, no? I become very happy. In this ashram, I'm very happy. Yeah, because you just spent 2 days and you don't have to help in running it, then you'll know what it is about. No. So at that level, you make a mistake. I'm experiencing Ananda. Swamiji, what beautiful meditation I had yesterday. I was so blissful. I'm sorry, you're blissfully ignorant. Why? You're taking Ananda, which is your Swarupa, as an experience. Mandukya Karyaka says in meditation, Prajnaya Nisango Bhavayut. If you're experiencing Ananda, detach yourself with your understanding that I am Ananda. I'm not reducing myself to an experience. Five levels. I am this, this, this. Yeah.
When you're saying that the Ananda is always with you and this is blissful meditation is an experience.
Yeah,
Then
because
how do you link it to Ananda? Because
the Ananda is the basis for that experience.
The substratum.
Yeah. Like, it's a very popular speaker, hugely popular. Excuse me. Very good speaker. Okay. Sadhu, sannyasi. So I heard him in UK. He's explaining the Taittiriya. Sava esha purusha anna rasamaya. Then Anyontaratma, Pranamaya, Anyontaratma, Vijnanamaya, Anyontaratma, Anandamaya. Then it doesn't say Anyontaraha, Sachidananda Swarupa. The Taittiriya does not say it. Because of that, this man is saying, here the Upanishad is silent. To understand this, you have to go back to the Kathopanishad. Kaschid dhiraha avrata chakshu. Some thinking person who has turned his sight inward, and in meditation he realizes this. And I said, Narayan, up to here he was talking so nicely because his dismissal of each kosha was all very perfect. Idhar gadbad kiya. I told him afterwards, I know him well enough. Hey, the Upanishad is not eloquently silent. The Upanishad is waxing eloquently there. They say, Brahma pucham pratishtaha. Brahman is the basis for all your experiences of joy. When you experience Ananda, where are you getting that experience from? Your whole mind was projecting into a desire. I want this, I want this, I want this. You got it. Projection cleared. There's a mental clearance. The Ananda that you are manifest in your mind. Experience of happiness. So it's not always because of a desire projection. 2 weeks back, मैं रास्ता पर जा रहा था बॉम्बे, बेलपुरी नहीं खाता था. I was just walking on the. Suddenly between two buildings, full moon. Ah, how beautiful. What happens to your mind? Your normal mind, which is thinking, is suddenly arrested by a beautiful scene. Ananda manifests itself in your mind as an experience of joy. You're stuck in traffic. Oh my God, when is the traffic going to clear? What to do? This is Bombay. And the neighboring car, you see a cute kid making faces. The smile burst on his face. Oh, cute. What happened? All the stress of that traffic jam gone. The Ananda that you are manifested, sir. That kid was a nimitta for it. So next time you want to be happy, you have to think of the kid. No. All experiential Ananda is based on the Atma you are. But when you take it as an experience, it becomes a kosha. The moment you take it, I became happy because of this. There is no thing or place called happiness. No person also called happiness. Though all sadhus are called Ananda. Yeah. He is Ananda. Are you? No, I feel very happy when I'm learning from him. Yeah, when he starts confronting you, you will know what that happiness is. Then the happiness seems to vanish. Experiential, kosha. You are that Ananda. So he says, without this body, all this pancha koshas, without that, tad anantaram kim bhuvanam chakasti. Do you see a world without this? Unless you are manifested like this, do you see a world? Forget everything else. Without a body, will you see the world? Without a mind, will you see the world? No way. Deham vina panchavidam tadetat. Deham vina, this panchavidat. Ke pashyanti keva bhuvanam bhanantu. Who's seeing the world? Hey, Bhunantu, please tell me. Can you see the world without this body? Meaning what? Okay, let me. How do you say this pen exists? How do you say this exists? Because you see it, correct? Therefore, in a way, your perception proves this pen. If the pen was not there, would you see it? So your perception is proved by the pen. Your perception, which is real? Both are mithya. Anyonya ashraya. Both are mutually dependent on each other. Both are mithya. Okay. Both are mithya. Because one is dependent on the other. No? You're a perceiver, a seer, because you're seeing the pen. And the pen is there because you're seeing it. Without the pen, are you a perceiver? Are you a seer? No. Limiting it to the example. Say, I see other things, then we'll take each one of them. Yes?
So the body.
Please, someone give her a mic. One second. Give the mic so that I can hear you clearly. You're soft spoken, It's a nice thing. Yeah. Is it on? It's on. Just speak and see.
Namaskar Swamiji, one small doubt about the body and the soul. They said without the body we cannot experience the world.
Yeah.
So this body is meant only for this world.
Yeah.
And the Atma is not meant for this world.
No. Atma is the basis for everything.
So
Atma is not meant for the world.
And,
Huh?
the Atma is blind and deaf to everything.
No, Atma is witnessing everything. Is it? Okay, I understand your question. I'll elaborate it a bit. I see the world with my eyes, right? Because my eyes are conscious, I see them. Why is my eyes conscious? Because there's a conscious mind behind it. If the conscious mind was not behind it, like the conscious mind has left the body, you can't see anything. The conscious mind is gone somewhere. It happens to all of us now, sitting. And your friend comes in front of you. Okay. What happened? You're blind for a few seconds because the conscious mind had gone. So it's the conscious mind that makes the eyes conscious. Why is the mind conscious? Because there are times when the mind is not conscious. That's why I'm asking that question. If the mind was always conscious, I can't ask that question. But in deep sleep, the mind is not conscious. I'm a very particular sleeper. You want the temperature kept properly. Mosquito, odomos, everything. Right temperature, light arrangement, everything to go to sleep. But once you go to sleep, the blanket has slipped off, mosquitoes are feasting on you, you don't know anything. No? My conscious mind is gone. I sleep. So because of that, I can ask the question, why is the mind conscious? Mind is conscious because the consciousness I is manifest. Why is the consciousness conscious? That's why it's called consciousness. It's always consciousness. Consciousness, always consciousness. How do you know you slept? Your mind is not there. Then how you say I slept? Because I, the consciousness, objectified the sleeping mind. When you got up, you connected with the conscious mind, connected and said, I slept very well. I did not know anything. No. Are you getting the whole idea? So it is that consciousness which is illuminating everything. But itself cannot be an object of perception. Okay. That which cannot be seen, but because of which you see. That which you cannot think of, but that because of which you think. Kenopanishad. Okay. So that is the I. So without this, now what is he trying to prove in this world? Your body and world the same degree of reality. You are the consciousness behind the whole thing. That's what he's trying to prove. That you are the consciousness behind the whole thing. Body is saying, because I taken the body as me, he has to dismiss that. Because, why is he saying all this? Because I am the body is well entrenched. And your pain and suffering is also well entrenched. No? Because it is well entrenched, it has to be dismissed. I don't dismiss, I am not my kurta. Do I have to dismiss it? No? Because I am the kurta is not, it doesn't even enter. It is touching me very intimately. But I don't even have a doubt about it. No? But body I have a doubt, therefore I have to start. But roles, I make a confusion. Therefore, we have to add that. The role is taken very seriously sometimes, more than it is necessary. That all we said yesterday. No. So that has to be dismissed because I take it as me. Yeah. So similarly here, because this notion of I am the body mind is so well entrenched, is giving you all types of arguments to dismiss that, to loosen that grip. You'll still use it well. Samji, will I get dissociated with the body and mind? You can. If you're only sitting down doing negation, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not that, I'm not. You can get into a dissociative state. That's why what do we say in traditional Vedanta? I am not the body, but the body is dependent on me. Only then Satya Mithya it becomes, no? Mithya is a dependent reality. So I am independent of the body is dependent on me. It's necessary to understand this part. Then you can use it well. In fact, the highest form of functioning is when you're centered totally on yourself and everything else you're just witnessing. Our old Vajramushti warriors, this was their way of functioning all the time. Samurai warriors, this was their way of functioning. Calm, centered. Threat. The spear thrust is coming straight at them. At this. Yes. I'm centered, calm. When I'm centered and calm, the thrust is so slow. It comes straight at my face. I just move my head a bit. As goes. His momentum carries him forward to my thrust of the sword. Job over. All it required was one thrust. Efficiency, no? Yoga karmasu kaushalam. That part, this part is also the normally yoga karmasu kaushalam, we talk in terms of ethical structure. Okay. Dharmic structure we talk about. But this part is also there. Your competency is more, not less, if you are centered. Yeah. We are afraid we lose our ability. Nothing. Yeah. You learn to ignore discomfort, pain, suffering. Yeah. My stomach is aching. I can't attend class. Are you listening to the class in your with your stomach or with your ears? Let the stomach ache, no? Somebody, what do you say? There's only stomach ache, no? Somebody, you can say like that. Or say like that, do like that. It's called isolating. Because it's not you. So you can function efficiently because it's dependent on you. And if the body is not functioning well, your functioning is compromised. You are not compromised. Your functioning is compromised. Like picking up a Formula One driver and putting him behind a Fiat car. Maximum is 80 kilometers an hour. This guy is used to going at 250 kilometers and he's getting equipment is compromised, Baba. Yeah. Equipment is compromised. That's all. You are not. Take some time to see yourself as independent of the body mind. Here is where all the tapas is involved. Tapas is either doing something or denying something. Ekadashi Vratam. Fasting for Ekadashi. You ate dinner last night, today whole day fast, and you will have breakfast tomorrow. You're fasting. 36 hours. Autophagy will set. There's a scientific reason also. The Japanese doctor got a Nobel Prize for this. Autophagy steps in, all your unwanted useless cells are digested by the body. Cancerous cells, etc. are digested, you are healthy. So we are doing twice a month every day, every month. Twice a month it was done. That is part of the culture. But it is fasting. Fasting means what? Only water, liquids allowed. Okay, as a concession, tea, coffee allowed. A little bit. Otherwise, only water should be, unnecessary food should not go in when you're fasting. The body should be hungry enough to devour its own waste, its own problems. That's it. But nowadays, what we do? Sabudana vada, sabudana khichdi, fariyal. That is not fasting, that is feasting. But some you have acidity. We'll make some compromise for you. Milk, buttermilk. It doesn't handle my fruits. Fruits means what? One banana for breakfast. That's all, not more than that. Not half a dozen bananas. That's a compromise. Anything more than that is not fasting. Now, what does it do to your mind? You learn to deny yourself what you really want every 4 hours. Deny it. Okay, fine. Or go on a pilgrimage. Ayo, I don't get my idli sambar there. You're going to Rajasthan, you expect idli sambar there. Or what? For breakfast, you'll get sev gatia. It's very nice breakfast. Have you tried? Jalebi and papdi? Maja aayega. I can't have that for breakfast. Deconditioning your mind. All pilgrimages are meant to decondition mind. But nowadays we go on pilgrimage with our cook along with us. That's not a pilgrimage. You go, eat local. Eat local. That is a pilgrimage. Or don't eat at all. After class, speak to Kavita and Margareta what happened to their last pilgrimage. A very interesting stories they'll tell you. They never felt closer to God than that. They were having only one meal in the evening. No tea, coffee, nothing. Tapas. Why? Body is what? You're feeling hungry. Shut up. Walk. How can you walk without eating fuel? I have a pre-gym meal and a post-gym meal. Not a wonder you're not losing weight. 300 calories before, 500 calories afterwards, 800 calories. You're worked out for 300 calories. How do you'll put on weight, not lose weight? But the idea is tapas. So you learn to say, hey, I'm not the body mind, okay? Fine. It's dependent on me. I can tell it what to do. Hey, tired, go fish. You have to walk up to Kedarnath, no? You have to go all the way. I'm tired. So be tired and walk, no? You can't walk when you're tired. Then the other choice is to stay there for a Himalayan night, where temperatures will drop below zero. I'll walk. What have you done in the process? Overcome the limitations of the body. That means what? You can dictate to the body what it should do and it will obey you. Nowadays, we are other way around. We are so comfort oriented. The body dictates to us. So now you see why it's difficult to understand Vedanta in modern times. Because we are being comfort oriented, dictated to by the body. Yeah. Therefore, here, the Upanishads will teach about you being independent of the body, mind, etc. These nuances come from the other practices, sadhana that we have. If we can already, and this sadhana can come from different sources, okay? Sports, good thing to get this sadhana. Martial arts, very good for sadhana. Yeah. Yeah, to be calm and centered in face of threats. What else you want? Yeah. Yeah. You think all this is difficult? Martial art training? Go, punch that block of wood. One punch. Are you afraid of the wood? It's paining. That block of wood should be afraid of you. Keep punching. You think it is easy? I had calluses all over. And it's all gone because I worked with oil. For hours, my hand used to be dipped in oil, all the calluses would disappear. Yeah. What does it do to you? You can overcome the limitation. Body listens to you. Painful, yeah, painful one. It listens to you. It's an instrument in your hands. All this helps you to understand. Helps. But this learning has to be there along with it. That you are independent of the body and mind. Some of you, I can't go to work today. I'm feeling depressed. I didn't ask you whether you're depressed or not. This has to be done. Go do it. Be task oriented. Do it. We acknowledge your depression. You're upset. Okay, fine. Okay. We are not invalidating that. We validate your feelings. And then what do we say? Do what has to be done. Oh, I can't. You kick on the back, you do. You get out of depression much faster like that, I'm telling you. Nowadays, all talk therapy. Hey, I have trained therapists in micro skills. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. It's not that I'm against therapy, but it is overplayed. Oh, I lost my job, I'm depressed. Lost your job, now find another job. Take a break and then find another job. I'm depressed, I need therapy. You lost a job, you need therapy? What the hell, yeah? Then what happens if you lose your wife? Samjhi? Yeah. Yeah. So are you getting what the idea? Feel what you have to feel and act. That will help you get over all those things faster. In India, the therapy, these type of feelings were taken care of by bhajans. Somebody asked about bhakti, right? Last class. In the satsang. Taken care of. Nothing is working out in your life. Everything is going in sixes and sevens. How do you feel? Complete loss of control. No? So we have a bhajan for that. एक झोले में फूल खिले हैं दूसरे में तो कांटे. One has got all the flowers, other guy has got only thorns. कोई कारण होगा, कोई कारण होगा. There must be a cause behind it. Up to here is very logical. Okay. Then the next step is illogical completely. आपके बस में कुछ भी नहीं है, बांटने वाले बांटे रे. Nothing is in your hands. The one who distributes karma phalana, it is his job. Is that true? No, it is not God is giving this guy good things and giving you bad. But you feel like that. So when you sing that, you feel validated. You're validating yourself. You're not going to a therapist to validate. You're sitting in front of the Lord and saying, आपके बस में कुछ भी नहीं है, बांटने वाले बांटे रे. After that, you feel good about yourself. Okay, now let me see what can I do. You're ready because you felt validated. So there are various ways of doing it. All of it to make you understand what? All these are dependent on you, the consciousness. Consciousness is independent of this. Yeah, it gives you. So to understand the totally independent Atma, you need to understand relative emotional independence. Physical independence is not there. We are dependent on the mic, no, to hear. Nice room, quiet, so that other outside noise are disturbed. So physical dependency is there. What about your emotional dependency? That is where the problem comes. To give it, I think a romantic example will make this clear. In the beginning, two needy people. I need you, therefore I love you. I need you, therefore I love you. If I didn't need you, then probably I wouldn't love you. That's the unsaid part. Then a little bit more mature is, I love you, therefore I need you. That's got some more maturity. I love you, therefore I need you. What will be a Vedantin stand? I don't need you, but I love you all the same and choose to be with you. That is maturity. I don't need you, but I love you and I'm choosing to be with you. That is emotional independent love. It takes time to get there. It takes time to get there. Yeah, but that's what you work for. So there's some sense of emotional independence is there, at least second level. I love you, that's why I need you. Then it is easier to understand what total independence of the Atma is about. But if you're using your partner or your parent, etc., as an ATM card, it won't work. As a credit card, it won't work. Some independence has to come in. But Samji, I'm a homemaker, I'm dependent on my husband for money. Recognize your contribution. Are you contributing a lot? Yeah. Most Indian men cannot afford a wife. If you're going to value all that she's doing, a homemaker wife, I'm talking about. So, recognize that value. Then you find yourself having some a sense of emotional independence. Then to understand this is easier. But if I'm in an emotionally dependent state, difficult. That's why we talk about vairagya, objectivity. Objectivity towards yourself is, yeah. And if you're emotionally dependent on here and there, it's fine. I'll work for the freedom. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. That's part of your growth. Okay. Because Ramana has just said this. I'm digressing to make these things clearer. Okay. Yeah. Then continuing the idea, he says, Shabdadi Rupam Bhuvanam Samastam. Shabdadi Satendri Vimukta Bhasya. Indriya Vritti Bhasya. Satendriyana Manaso Vashesya. Manomayam Tad Bhuvanam Vadamaha. Shabdadi Rupam Bhuvanam Samastam. Whole Bhuvanam is what? Shabdadi Rupam. That's why we call it Prapancham. The whole, what you call as experience of the world is what? Sight, smell, hearing, touching, tasting. Is there a world separate from this? Even your emotions are based on this data, no? I mean, what is an experience? Data coming in, 5 sense organs, that's the base world. Because of the data coming in, you have a thought pattern. With that thought pattern, you will have an emotion. Hey, that looks like a nice piece of cake here. Thinking. Cake is reported by sense. Hey, that looks really nice and tasty. Emotion. The desire for it. Then, after the emotion, appreciation, comes the desire part of it. And desire can move into action. That'll depend on the strength of the desire, whether I'll go into the action part. But then, now the thinking part, we'll revisit the thinking part. Champ, your sugar is too high. That cake is not meant for you. Okay. So even though the desire is there, let go. Isn't this your experience of the world? Is there anything other than this? It all starts with what? Data coming in. Your whole experience is nothing but data. Data means what? All the neurons firing in your brain. That's all that is there. What is this big world you're talking about? Solid. Solid. 90% space. What is solid about it? 90% is space. Now, how can you bank on it? Because there's also 90% space. So the space part touches the space part, the matter part touches the matter part. It's not solid. The trick is to see that's not really there. If you want me to put it mystically, Neo from Matrix. It's not really there. It's true, it's not really there. Yeah. Where is the table? It has disappeared into the wood. Elephants and in Tamil Nadu. What is that famous verse? Maratte Marandada Mamada Yanai. Like, and the other way around also. Yes. Guru and Chela on the Silent Valley Road. Suddenly the student says, Maharaji, elephant. Guru looks at him. Walk. He's got Shraddha and the Guru. He also takes a few steps. But that elephant now, Shraddha and the Guru is okay. That elephant. He's walking. After some time, he closes his eyes. He can't bear the sight of his Guru going to be crushed by that elephant. Then, but he hears no noise, no trumpeting, nothing. Opens his eyes. And the Guru is patting the elephant. My God, my Guru has got such energies that a wild elephant is tamed. Come. With the Shraddha and the Guru, he goes. Pat. There's a sheepish grin. Why? It's a wooden elephant. The elephant disappeared into the woods. The sight of the elephant covered the wood. That the elephant is made of wood because. And then the wild tusker disappeared what? Into the wood. Wood means not forest. It didn't disappear into the forest. Right here. If you disappear into the forest, then you better be careful. Yeah. So what is the world? Perceptions. That's all that is there. And what do you make out of it? That's what you call experience, isn't it? What is this experience? Okay. Shabdadi Satendriya Vritti Bhasya. And for that, there are what? Corresponding thoughts. Data, thinking, feeling, desire, action. I'm elaborating it a bit. That is all that is there in the world. And therefore, he says, Satendriyana Manaso Vashesya. The sense organs, etc., who controls them? You are thinking. That is what is controlling the whole thing, no? That means what? What is this thing that you're calling world? Perceptions and feelings. Itna hi baat hai. Where is the world? Data impinging on you. There's no world separate from that, no? You know, there is a writer called Bruce Lipton. He has written a book called Biology of Belief. One of my, I first heard of him from a friend of mine who was his associate for some time. Those of you who have come for the Vedic Wisdom Festival long back when we were having it physical, you would have heard someone talking about neuroplasticity. Dr. Uma Ladiwala. She was his colleague for some time. He's written a book, Biology of Belief. He says, 80% of what you conceive in the world is information. 15% is air. 3% is liquids. 2% is food. So if you are putting on weight, you know where to look for. Only 2% should be food. But information is what? Information is at the cellular level. So the feel of the cloth on my skin is information. The breeze, information. Weather, everything is information. So what is the world? Information, data, perceptions. And the mind is handling the whole thing. So let us say he says, therefore, Manasovasha, Manomayam tad bhuvanam tadattam. So what is the world? Manomayam. Other than data and mind, is there a world? What do you say? It is my experience. What your experience? Data and your response to it. No. That's why they say the same experience can be gone by two people. Is not the same experience. Same situation is same. This guy goes to the beach. Ah, how beautiful this, that, etc. is. Other guy goes to the beach. He feels sad. Why? My girlfriend ditched me on the same beach. So he the same beach. He feels sad. The other guy is happy. Emotional response. Manomayam bhuvanam samastam. Other than the mind, etc. Your emotions. Your whole life is based on emotions, isn't it? Your work, your friendships, thinking, feeling, doing. That's all. For that, you need data coming in. Other than that, where is the world? Where is world other than these? Yeah. Fivefold sense data coming in, triggering thinking and feeling. Bas. And later on, desire and action, intention. Instead of desire, if you want to use the word the intention, fine. Intention and action. यही तो है दुनिया. That's all the world is. When you break it down, where is world? Manomayam hi. So two mithya things clashing with each other. Hey, look at it. Where is the world apart from data, thinking, feeling? Then desire and action is what you are doing with the world, your interaction with the world. But the world that you see is only this much. Out of that, thinking and feeling is subjectivity. Objectivity is only data there. So that's why we say develop vairagya, more objectivity with respect to the data coming in. Now you see the need for that to lessen that impact. Vairagya. Vairagya is objectivity. The objective in life.
What is this purely the world is purely mental
Huh?
projection of what is this line? The world is purely mental projection of the mind.
Yeah, manomayam, not projection. The translation is problematic. Manomayam is made up of your mind only, he says. Because other than thinking and feeling, where is the world? What do you say, my world? It's highly subjective process, no? You think all of you are having the same experience in the ashram? Some is happy, hey, food, South Indian food, nice. Someone is say, yeah, no bandara, no sweets here. Maja nahi aa raha hai. Rishikesh mein sweets were there.
No, Gayatri.
Gayatri was there. Here, after evening class, throat is hoarse. You can't get a cup of tea. You have to walk all 1 kilometer. Rishikesh, just outside Arshavidya Tea Center is there. There's only one before, now there are half a dozen. Huh? Yeah, anything is like that, isn't it? It's not the same experience. Some people say, hey, what great weather you are enjoying it. I'm like, it's too cold here. It's highly subjective, no? So are you living in the world as it is, or in the world that you are interpreting? Though we say Vyavaharika Satyam, Pratibhasika Satyam, functional reality, the world, sky, moon, stars, etc. And Pratibhasika reality, what I make out of it, my desires, my dreams, etc. But these two impinge each other a lot. Yeah. They impinge so much, no? Because your subjectivity is overlaid on the objective world. So you can try to cultivate some objectivity, not more than that. And the first step of cultivating objectivity is to recognize that I am a subjective person. We all have a subjectivity. We all have our blind spots. So the whole world is what? ये नई बात है. What world? किधर है? Where is the world? What are you talking about? Huh? Data, thoughts, and feelings make up the world. Now, you have to be careful how much you develop this argument. You can go into subjectivism, saying world is inside your mind, etc. Now that will become a problem. Okay, Kshanika Vijnanavada, etc. And that will be a problem issue. Now, I'm not going into that technicalities now in this session, but be aware of that. Just limit this much. That my subjectivity and objective world is overlaid. Why? Because I can experience only the world only when the world enters me through data. So what I'm responding to is all the data that comes in. And out of that we create artificial intelligence. This is artificial enough. This is virtual reality. Now in virtual reality you are creating further virtual reality. It is mithya's mithya. Yes, sir.
We talked about Vyavaharik and Pratibhasik Satya. I mean, there's also Paramarthik Satya.
Yeah. So the Paramarthika is what we are, the whole text is talking about Paramarthika. Yeah. That is the basis for everything.
It's the substratum again.
Yeah. Substratum is the word we are using, but that is the basis. Basis for everything. That's the fundamental thing.
Which is what Vedanta we are trying to understand.
And yes, but to understand that, I have to be able to dismiss this.
Yes, you have to negate the other.
Okay. And negate is not simple negation. Negation is through understanding. It's easy to say, I'm not that, I'm not that, I'm not that. But I'm carrying it inside me. I'm carrying the whole world inside me. Not a wonder you're tired. It is why subjectivism. Two Buddhist monks are arguing with each other. World is inside or outside world. A Zen master passed by. Sir, will you help us resolve this? Says, what do you think? Is that rock outside you or inside you? Says, well, according to Buddhism, the rock has to be inside. Not a wonder you can't understand anything. You have a huge rock sitting in your mind. Okay. So, in that joke, we'll stop for this morning. Okay. Om Tat Sat.